Understanding by design. Well, what is understanding? I taught for many years at Loomis Chaffee, like many of you, good prep school, had a lot of good students, and I was really puzzled by students who were smart, dutiful, showing up for class, clueless. It really puzzled me as a phenomenon. It also became clear to me, by design, I was not a good planner. I knew the kind of provocation that I wanted to engage people in. I could plan a lesson, but I had a sense that you could do a better job than this. And really, where I discovered it in a weird kind of parallel universe way, I became a much better planner and teacher on the soccer field than I did in my English class and my philosophy class. Because I was still wedded to the conception of pretty egocentric conception that what we're going to cover and what I want you to understand is central. Even though I was doing Socratic seminar, even though I'd gone to St. John's, where you do seminar, 4 years standing. But it was obvious on the soccer field, you're on the sideline, man. There's nothing you can do. And soccer is one of those great sports. Very fluid, lots of executive decision making, and one of the few sports where you can't call timeout as a coach. You're stuck with what they do. And so there you really see the movement back and forth. We learn some things, we do a little scrimmage, we go to the game, yikes. Back to the drills. True story. When I left Loomis, I was coaching girls varsity soccer, and my co-captain, Liz, was a constant offender. All the things that we'd worked on in drills, she would just run around and be a ball hog and keep doing the same old things. And one day, I tend to be reasonably quiet as a coach. I'll talk to myself, and people will hear me mumbling, but I don't yell at people much. But I was frustrated, and I said, Liz, all the things we've been working on! God's honest truth. She yells back in the middle of the game, freezing everybody on the field. It was like those old E.F. Hutton commercials. We would, Mr. Wiggins, but the other team isn't lining up the way we did the drills. Epiphany. Epiphany. The best way to understand backward design from your goals is through that story. You can teach, you can do exercises, you can do worksheets, you can do assessments, and you think they got it. They don't get it until they try to transfer it in the game. So, by design, we want to plan backward from our goals. And one of our chief goals is something called understanding. But the word that I want you to think about today is transfer. Can the student transfer their learning? Because after all, the point of school is not to get good at school. The point of school is to use what you've learned in school somewhere else. To say it a slightly different way, which is truly troublemaking, the goal is not to see if they learned what you taught. That's not the goal. In fact, that's a trivial goal. That's a mere means. The goal is to see if they can use it when you're gone. In other classes, outside of school, in the future. In other words, it's future directed. It's not what did they learn of what we just covered in the past.